Hey y'all, I'm Shayna, and if you're new here, I'm back with another reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 5, Episode 3, but technically still Season 4. I don't know. It says Wanda be starting something, and I was hoping that we would actually see some of Ms Wanda on the screen, but I guess they just setting it up for Ms Wanda to step on the scene next week because it was just hearsay. We didn't see Ms Wanda, so that was disappointing. But we saw Destiny, who's been MIA. I just said, where's Destiny and why is she on the intro? So we saw her talk about her secretive life. Let's get into it. Before we do, definitely hit the subscribe button at the end of the video if you enjoy this type of content. I drop content for you regularly, so definitely do me a favor and hit the button. Help me grow. I'm a baby YouTuber, so let's grow this channel together. Otherwise, we pick up where we left off last week. Dr. Francis was telling Maurice to embrace Kimmy as a person and not just a sexual partner. Basically, it went over Maurice's head. Like, it went over his head. And he feel how he feel. He's a Scott brother. We know they can be, and for lack of better words, misogynistic and their way or the highway and all that. So I feel like nothing's going to change. He's still going to want what he wants, period. So the next morning we see that Tiffany texts Tisha, and she told her that she and Lewis left the retreat early and to let Dr. Francis know. What's up with these people leaving like retreats or getaways or whatever and not telling the host? Like, I know that Tiffany had already told Lewis that she was going to leave anyway before they even got there. So why not just let the host know out of courtesy, especially when he already said something about you taking a phone call and now you left and didn't say anything? Why not just say, you know, I had a prior engagement, I have to go. You should have said that on day one. Like, this is what it is. I mean, I know y'all feel like he was attacking y'all, but allegedly. But, you know, still out of courtesy, just let somebody know. They're expecting you and you're not there. Thank goodness they did that on like the very tail end. It was basically the last day. Maurice was talking to the other Scotts, and he was telling them that, you know, he would do the trip all over again, even though he was reluctant and hesitant to go at first. Initially, he didn't want to. Both Scott brothers didn't want to, but they ended up, I guess, enjoying the trip because the heat was up off of them and on them Whitlows. Dr. Francis' wife asked about Tiffany and Lewis, and Kimmy told her that Tiffany had a prior speaking engagement. And Dr. Francis said in his confessional that his biggest concern was the Whitlows because they did not give this retreat 100%. So Lady Francis told Tisha at the end, you know, it's the end of the day, they're saying, or the end of the retreat, and they're saying like what they gained and what they got out of this retreat and, you know, everything they've learned, etc., etc. And as they're hugging and saying their goodbyes, Lady Francis said, you know, Tisha, you remind me a lot of my younger self, and I would put my family first. And, you know, they grow up. Those kids, they grow up and they go their own way, and then it's just you. So take care of yourself and heal yourself first. So we move on and we finally see Destiny, and Destiny mentions not getting invited to the retreat when she's talking to Kimmy and Tisha. And they're like, now, why would you get invited to it? We don't even know who your mystery man is. Like, who is this secretive man? Where is he at? Who is he? Kimmy trying to almost strong arm her out of the information. We know Destiny don't tell anything. And I don't know how much longer she can get away with being a cast member and barely showing, even scratching the surface of her life on the show. Especially when people are, you know, going all in, they're going on retreats, and you are barely even beginning to share anything about yourself. So Kimmy and Tisha ask again about Destiny's mystery boo. Destiny's not ready to share. And Kimmy and Tisha update Destiny on the couples retreat. Kimmy mentions that she had a conversation with Melody, and Melody brought up Melnika, and, you know, Kimmy mentions Melody's rumors that she, you know, kind of spilled, saying that Melody feels that Melnika and Martell has something going on way back in the day. Like, she thinks Melnika always been around. They showed a previous clip when Kimmy was like, well, isn't she married? And Melody was like, and what that mean? And so, now we know that might not have meant nothing for your ex-husband, but, you know, let's leave Melnika alone. I felt like maybe Melnika had a crush on Martell at one point, just looking at their interactions, but there was nothing factual to back that up. That was just my opinion. So for her to be saying this, like, almost as if it's factual, not saying that she said it was, but that's her speculation, but she was, like, so strong in her opinion. I don't know. So Destiny invites them and Melnika to her relaunch for her beauty supply store. So Melnika will be there. Then we see Louis, Maurice, and Marsal, and they update Martell on a couples retreat. They have a guys' day out, you know, they're playing pool, and they're letting them know about the retreat. Big Lou still feels away, and he did not receive Dr. Francis' advice. He didn't care what he had to say. Him and Tiffany felt like they were being attacked, so they not receiving anything he had to say. They not picking up what he was putting down. So Big Lou feels like they do, however, have a stronger bond with the Scotts. I don't think so. Like, I think we will find out later on in the season, or maybe by the reunion, that you don't have a stronger bond with the Scotts. I think y'all are cordial and can tolerate each other and film together, but I don't think y'all have a bond per se. I don't see that, because Marsal was way too excited that y'all was getting all that heat from Dr. Francis for y'all to have a stronger bond. And Kimmy was letting y'all, you know, she was telling y'all about yourselves as well. So, Lou thinks that he and Tiffany were being attacked by Dr. Francis and his wife. I don't think y'all were being attacked. I think y'all just don't like the real. And that's that. Marsal thought the rope challenge was insightful because, you know, it's showing that their marriage works for them after 15 going on 16 years. This is working for them. That's why they came out the strongest. And Dr. Francis said that he never had a couple run with a rope tied around their ankles. So the fact that they were able to do that proves the strength in their marriage. Let's roll back the tape of Tisha season 1. I didn't forget that she was crying, talking about she feels like a single mother and alone in the marriage, or you won't even go on trips with them, and you won't spend time with them, and the possible cheating rumors, and we know Tisha had to help out financially at one point, but now you don't want her to work, and she wants to get out, all of that. And you talking about your marriage was A-okay, nothing wrong. Okay, that's not how what was, you know, shown to us when y'all got introduced to us, and we didn't forget about it. So, Maurice said that, you know, the rope challenge made him reflect on his marriage and, you know, sort of what's not working. Like, he thought everything was solid, and then they did this, and he's kind of reflecting that, you know, everything's not. Like, yeah, you need to start listening to what your wife is saying, like, instead of acting like a Scot. So then they were like, well, Martell, you know, did you miss coming to these types of things? You're a single man and you missed out on the couples retreat. And here goes Martell again, talking about he wants to be married again. And even Marsal was like, now Marsal do be saying some stuff that makes sense now. He said, don't you think, like, that's a rush? Like, what are we even talking about? You want to be married again? The ink ain't even dry on the divorce papers. And let's not forget about your other baby mama over there. You've had your fun. He's like, I'm not saying I want to do it like today or tomorrow. I'm just saying, like, and I don't want to be waiting 5-6 years. Like, I want to get married again. I like being married. And then he was saying in his confessional that he'll appreciate it more this time. If you didn't appreciate it for all them years the last time, you didn't learn anything, you haven't grown or done any of the work, why would we believe, you know what, someone gonna take him, his 5 children, and everything he come with, and they just gonna deal with it just to have a husband? It's ridiculous. This man is not ready, and even his friends know it. So Melody comes over to Martell's house. She said she called first, of course. And she really wanted to tell him what Ms. Wanda was saying on the internet. And Melody was saying that she had, did a recording. We know that it was on Carlos After Dark or whatever. I couldn't really get into that, so I never watched that when Love and Marriage DC was on. But anyway, I guess Ms. Wanda didn't like what she was saying, so Ms. Wanda is questioning the paternity of their youngest daughter, who looks like their other children. So why are we questioning the paternity of that one? So, they're on one accord, because after Melody said what Ms. Wanda said, and Martell was like, Ms. Wanda said that? And she was like, not a miss, just Wanda. Basically, in so many words, saying, like, I do not respect that lady. This is Melody, like, this is not the first time. You already had to say something about her speaking about our children before. And we know that a season or two ago, that Ms. Wanda had said something along the lines, and if I'm wrong, put it down in the comments, but I believe she was saying that the kids' heads was nappy or something like that, allegedly. So she's talking about the hair, now she's talking about the paternity, talking about their looks, and we'll stop talking about these children. Yeah, I know Melody said something about your baby daddy. She didn't say nothing degrading your children or saying that Tisha, that might not even be her dad. You know what I'm saying? She didn't say nothing like that. So you going way too far below the belt, Ms. Wanda. I mean, just getting down and dirty and grimy with it. Leave them children out of it. Now, I like Ms. Wanda. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. But some of the stuff she be saying, yes, I'm with them, and I'm glad they were on the same page when it came to that. While they were in such a good mood, Melody invited Martell to her trip with the kids. She's taking the kids to Florida, and Martell is excited because he said that was like an annual thing that they did. They always went on that family trip to Florida, so he's glad that they're continuing with the tradition. And we know they recently went on a trip, and you turn around, you pop up with Sheree. So what happened on this trip? Hopefully they caught it on film. So we see Destiny again 2 times in one episode, maybe 3. But I don't know. This is a Destiny heavy episode. Destiny is reopening her beauty supply store. She was having issues with it. She was having issues with the finances and with her ex-husband. And she talked about being on government assistance at one point and all that. And she was trying to buy the building, but her landlord, they couldn't come to an agreement. So she's still renting. Girl, if you still leasing out that building, that store, and paying for rental space, you need to be in there selling some product. So yes, reopen it, whether you own it or not. She said whether she owns it or not, she's still going to open it. As you should. You're paying to be there. You're paying somebody else their mortgage. Yeah, open up that store. I mean, we don't know what happened. She's talking about this financial trouble, but we're not quite sure what happened with her and that ex-husband. It's still a cloudy mystery. Anyway, while she's up there trying to figure out the details on that, her man calls. I don't know if they said his name. I forgot. But they did show his face. So I was surprised to see him. So she was saying that she knew him for maybe a little over 13 years. They both were divorced. And once they, both went through their divorces, he reached out to her and, wanted to kind of rekindle the flame and see if they could date. They're in a long distance relationship. She said she's in another long distance relationship because we know when she got married to her ex-husband / child's father, they were in a long distance relationship until they got married, and they clashed a lot. That's how she ended up in Huntsville, was because of him. I would have went back home. After it didn't work out, I would have left Huntsville and went back home, but she got on this show, so she's here to stay. While he calls her and he's like, oh, how was your day? Because she was like, hey, he was like, oh, how are you? She's like, I'm good. How are you? I'm good. I'm like, are you, sir? I know you filming. Is it the nerves? Calm down. It's just a phone call. It's not giving a naturally flowing conversation. It's giving stage and force. Relax. We'll get to know you. We barely know Destiny. While she's talking to him and trying to remember their lines, her son is up there yanking on her wig, about to pull it off while she's on the phone. I said, ooh, something about them terrible twos. Get that child under control. But I know my child almost embarrassed me snatching off my wrap. in public places. You got, now you trying to talk to the man. Y'all trying to be sexy and talking about I love you. He yanking on the wig. The camera is sitting there catching it all. Ooh, Destiny. We ain't seen you in a while. Now we about to see you exposed. So Martell is meeting with the owners of the Wine Rack, winery or a wine store down there in Huntsville. And he's trying to get his wine in their store. So Martell said he invited Destiny as, you know, to offer moral support and just to be there to support him. But of course she's late. The owners love the wine. They taste the wine, and the wife Cynthia was like 10 out of 10. I need some real, like, not nobody who's about to benefit off this. Not nobody trying to get no camera time. I need to see from somebody who went to the store, bought this with their money, and tasted it. I need to know if this is really worth drinking and what this really tastes like, because he said he's not a drinker. Granted, that might help. Like, maybe it is sweet. I prefer sweet wine. Like, maybe it's good because he typically doesn't like it, because wine at times can be dry and like bitter, and just taste like fuzz on your tongue sometimes, depending on what it is. Then now you know a sweet wine when you taste it, because you don't typically enjoy it. But I don't know. I need to hear from a real authentic person, not nobody who's on the come up or trying to, you know, help Martell out and help him look good, like y'all working together. Destiny finally arrives, and you know she loves that the store is Black owned, and so do I. So if you down there in that area, go support the Wine Rack, please. Destiny invited Martell to her soft reopening for her beauty supply store. And Martell asked if her man is coming, and she's very short with any details about her mystery man. And, you know, she's like, she invited everybody, and he was like, is Melody invited? Of course she's not invited. You know that. Like, trying to stir the pot. You and Melody just getting back on good terms now. So Destiny tells Martell what Kimmy said about Melnika. And, you know, he's like, no, nothing ever happened. He made a comment that made me laugh, because, you know, she was saying, I guess she mentioned about their wedding and how Melnika was supposed to plan and dropped out last minute because Martell had a wandering eye. I don't know. But Martell was like, I didn't have eyes for anybody else back then. Yeah, back then. But now you want to be remarried and you can't keep your eyes where they need to be. Your eyes all over the place. You looking here, there, everywhere. You looking all over. Your eyes wander all over the place. But back then, we supposed to believe you wasn't looking at nobody. Child, please. So they talk about that, and you know, Martell like, I'm not feeding into it. He's like, he said himself, I've done enough that she don't have to make up no lies. I already got enough that I've actually gotten caught with, so she don't gotta come in and talk about no hearsay, because there's actual factuals out there that I've done that she can use. She want to use it, and she does use it. But when she does use it, you don't want to claim that either. You want to justify, make excuses, and everything else, instead of just taking accountability and responsibility for what you've actually done. But that is where the episode ends, and I'm thinking, if we didn't have anything going on, we didn't need to come back after this break. We could have just left it. It's underwhelming, yawn, snooze fest. I'd rather see more Bell Collective, honestly, than this. But we gonna ride it out, and we know it's gonna start to pick up when Ms Wanda step on the scene. So let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.